Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 73 of the best sports show out. You're watching Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, the best co-host in the game, my guy, the host of the Club JG podcast. What's up, JG? How you doing, brother?
Josh and Roz, what's going on, my boys? How everything going?
It's good.
We are good, bro. Always good to be in your presence, man. Everything good with you?
I can't complain, bro. Everything's going good.
Good, man. Always good to see you, man. What's new in the Club JG podcast world?
Man, this week I got to sound off on the Los Angeles Lakers, man. I got to really say like what I got to say. I've been holding back. I got to sound off because like everybody been talking. I'm hearing a lot of talk, like chit chat throughout the ESPN, Fox Sports, and everything. I got to sound off on the Lakers. I got to like really say if they whatever their future is, this is what needs to be done. So I got a few things to say about the Lakers. I got a few things to say about college basketball too, based on some recent foolery, quite frankly, that I've been seeing lately. So got a couple things to get off my chest.
Should be an interesting episode. Should be an interesting week on the Club JG podcast, brother. Can't wait to watch. One quick question I had before I introduced the most important guy here on the show. Speaking of the Lakers, just a simple yes or no. We can be quick with it. We can obviously take this into further episodes. The Lakers, more likely than not, will move on from LeBron James after this season. Do you think the Lakers can win with Austin Reeves being the second best player to Luka Doncic?
No.
I agree. I feel you on that, bro. I hear you. I feel you on that. Gotta be able to play defense. If you can't play defense. Go ahead, Ross. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. Does Bronny stay on the team if LeBron is gone?
I'm gonna stay away from that one.
I respect it. I feel you.
Yeah, I won't. Probably not. Nah, probably not. You can make a case. He probably shouldn't be on the team in the first place. Probably should be in the G League, really working on his game. So, I think if LeBron leaves, I don't think Bronny will probably be on the team. If he is, I'll say this: I don't think he will. But if he is, then I will actually trust his development at that point in time. You feel me? Because his father's not there now. We can strictly work on his development. It's not about his dad. It's not about the shadow of his dad. It's just about his development. So I don't think he will, but if he is, man, I would like his development more that way than what they currently have situated now. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the most important guy on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, Ross? How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How y'all feeling?
You're good.
We are good, man. Everything good with you?
I can't complain. We got a special episode this week, so I'm definitely excited for it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great episode 73 stored in for you guys. We have a special guest. We look forward to you guys watching that interview. Great long interview. It's a lot of gems in this episode, so keep your ears open. You feel me? And listen to the gems that's being provided. Some great gems. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys for watching episode 72 last week. Highly Opinionated. We can't thank you guys enough for your likes, follows, subscriptions, comments, etc. As I always say, you guys make Highly Opinionated what it is. If you love sports and you're opinionated about sports and you want to come talk, want to come speak on sports, Highly Opinionated is the place for you. Ross, let them know where they can follow us at on our social medias.
Yes, sir. Y'all can follow us on Instagram at highlyopinionated__. Follow us on TikTok at highlyopinionated_SS. Follow us on Twitter or X at highly_SS. And of course, y'all already on YouTube, so make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Absolutely. We look forward to all those interactions with you guys. Again, if you like sports, you want to come debate me and JG about sports, this is the place for you. JG, my brother, ready to get episode 73 started?
Yes, sir. Let's get to work.
Let's get to work. Let's start off with the NFL offseason, NFL news. Start off with, there's been a trade in the NFL. David Montgomery has been traded from the Detroit Lions. David Montgomery has been traded for a 4th-round pick, offensive lineman Juice Scruggs, and a 7th-round pick. So the Lions get 2 picks and an offensive lineman. The Texans get their much-needed starting running back. Your thoughts on this move? Your thoughts on this move for both teams?
I thought this was a really good move for both sides. David Montgomery, there were rumors and kind of some hints that Montgomery wasn't really happy with his role in Detroit. Obviously, they had the two-headed monster there, with the electrifying Jahmyr Gibbs, who is a home run hitter at the running back position. David Montgomery provided that hammer, the thunder to Jahmyr Gibbs' lightning. So those two together. I mean, they called themselves Sonic and Knuckles. So if you grew up watching Sonic was obviously the fast, electrifying one. Knuckles provided the muscle, the strength, and all that. That's who they were, and they were a really good tandem. But you could sense that David Montgomery felt like he wanted more carries. He wanted more of a more feature role. He has the opportunity to get to be more involved in this Houston backfield with Woody Marks. Again, obviously, he won't be the feature back and everything, getting 20, 30 carries. But he's in a situation where I believe he'll be used a lot more with Houston, who is in need of bolstering that running game, especially with Joe Mixon's future very much up in the air. He didn't play, as you know, he didn't play this season due to an undisclosed injury that a lot of people don't have a full understanding of, but it was more severe than people realize. So good pickup for Houston. Good idea for David Montgomery if he wants to get more involved in the offense. Detroit, gets a decent, package back for him, because obviously the market with running backs, can saturate before year to year. So the fact that they were able to get what they got from Houston for Montgomery is pretty good for them. They also got some offensive line help. The only thing that has me questioning right now, Houston, is the offensive line moves that they made, because now this is two offensive linemen that they've given up instead of giving to C.J. Stroud, which ended up being a problem as the Houston Texans went forward in the season. So that's something that I want to keep my eye on. It could be something they could address in the draft and also in free agency. But as of right now, I'm looking at Houston and I have question marks about what they're doing with the offensive line to help protect C.J. Stroud. But still, very good deal, I think, in my opinion, for both teams.
Yeah, the Texans traded Tyus Howard to the Cleveland Browns for a late round pick. So the Texans are definitely making offensive line moves. And so are the Lions. The Lions, they released starting offensive lineman Graham Glasgow. Glasgow. I'm sorry. So the Lions offensive line was a struggle. Obviously, remember last season they lost their offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, who's now the head coach with the Chicago Bears. But that offensive line wasn't intact. If you remember, they tried to get an offensive lineman to come back during the season, but he failed his physical. So their offensive line wasn't intact throughout the whole season. So the Lions are going to definitely have to address the offensive line, whether it's free agency, draft, trades, etc. So I definitely expect them to try to get that right, because if you can get Jared Goff off his spot, he's a different quarterback than how he plays when he's on rhythm, when he's in rhythm, than when he's not in rhythm. As far as the Houston Texans, I love this move for the Texans to get David Montgomery. David Montgomery instantly comes in and becomes running back one. Woody Marks, good rookie season, 703 yards. The second running back on the team, Nick Chubb, had 506 yards. So they need a bell cow running back, as you said. Joe Mixon was out the whole 2025 NFL season. So the injury has to be severe. There's no way he would just sit out the season for nothing. So I love the move for the Texans to get a running back. And hopefully this can take some pressure off C.J. Stroud. The last time we saw C.J. Stroud, it was not in good vision. It was not in good sight. You feel me? He was playing terrible, playing like ass. So hopefully this running room can get him right and get him situated and help take some pressure off of him, along with the offensive line, to take pressure off him so he can hit his playmakers. Another thing that we didn't talk about the Texans, they didn't have Tank Dell this season either. So they didn't have their starting running back or one of their two best receivers. So for the Texans to get to the AFC divisional round, if you really truly think about it, it's kind of impressive. I get they have a world-class defense, but they didn't have two of their best offensive playmakers. Nico Collins was in and out the lineup. So hopefully David Montgomery can go to Houston. He'll be the starting running back. He won't have to really split time like how he was splitting time in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs. So win for Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit, win for Houston and David Montgomery and the Houston Texans. Our next NFL topic, we're going to get to the Washington Commanders are going to release starting cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore was traded from the New Orleans Saints to the Washington Commanders about a season and a half ago. Your thoughts on the Commanders releasing Marshawn Lattimore?
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think DC fans are really going to miss Marshawn Lattimore, quite frankly. He has not been that impressive since he's been to Washington. So this is a move that I think DC easily could have made, one, to save some cap space, And, hopefully they can go in the draft and find a replacement. I just don't think Marshawn Lattimore was that impressive with that defense. Maybe it was the scheming, maybe it was the coaching. It may not have been the best fit, even though we thought going in, like a trade like this was DC, trying to cash in on Jaden Daniels' early success in his rookie year. And we thought that Marshawn Lattimore would be an upgrade, especially in that secondary, which struggled a lot. But from what I saw, it didn't seem like to make that big of a difference. In fact, you could argue the defense regressed since Marshawn Lattimore got there. So this to me was an easy move. Needs to be done. DC, they're going into an interesting offseason. Obviously, Jaden Daniels went through a lot of injuries this season. It's just been reported that Deebo Samuel is not expected to be back to the Commanders. So that's another hole that needs to be filled going to the offseason with free agency and or the draft. You got Terry McLaurin signed, so he'll be there for full offseason and not holding out like last year, which I believe definitely compromised not only the timing, but also eventually, injuries kind of caught up to Terry McLaurin not being out there training like usual. So good move by the Commanders. Easy play, in my opinion. We'll see what happens next with them.
Yeah, I mean, this move was definitely it had to happen. Marshawn Lattimore hasn't been the same player he was when he got traded from New Orleans to Washington. He had one interception in his time in DC. One. He's been in DC for a year and a half. One interception in a year and a half. That's not going to cut it. They traded for him to be the number one corner, and he hasn't lived up to the expectations. Mikey, you can make a case. Mike Sanders still has been better for them, and Trey Amos has been better for them, for the Washington Commanders. So, not surprised by the move at all. Saves the Commanders some money. As you said, the Commanders more likely than not won't re-sign Deebo Samuel. For me, the Washington Commanders. Remember last year when we was doing the football, me, you, and Tim was only doing the football predictions. I told y'all that I thought the Cowboys would be better than the Commanders. The reason why is because the Commanders made moves as if the season picked up right from the NFC Championship game. They had to win one game, then they had to win another game, then they got to the Super Bowl. That's not how this works. You start off at 0. Everyone starts at 0. You don't start off in the NFC Championship game. The Buffalo Bills don't start off in the AFC divisional round at Denver. Their first game, at Denver. Their first game next year, they're going to start playing in September. You get what I'm saying? They're not playing in Denver. So, metaphorically or literally. So, you have to build the team up. To me, the Commanders had organizational malpractice. They thought Jaden Daniels was so good that he could overcome everything. He could do that the first year when you ain't have no tape. But now, guess what, John? Guess what happens? Guess what? Offensive coordinators get paid. Guess who get paid too? Defensive coordinators. Offensive line coaches get paid. Guess who get paid? Defensive line coaches. Wide receiver coaches get paid. Guess who get paid? Cornerback, defensive back coaches. Tight end coaches get paid. Guess who get paid? Linebacker coaches. So, bro, the defense is going to eventually catch up to you because now they have tape. Now they've seen you. Now they can touch you. Now they can feel you. Now they can hold you. Now they can grab. So for me, the Commanders have to attack their defense. If they don't attack that defense, they have a top 10 pick. They need to attack the defense. Attack the defense, whether it's my guy Ruben Bain, whether it's David Bailey, whether they can find a way to get Sonny Styles, whether they can find a way to get Caleb Downs, somebody. Attack the defense and make that defense better. So now you can put the ball in your quarterback's hand and let him make plays. Whereas the last season, they were putting the ball in his hand, they down 7-0, they're down 10-0. Every time, they had to play catch-up. Might not have to play catch-up if you improve the team the right way. So not surprised by Marshawn Lattimore being cut. I actually think Marshawn Lattimore will get signed again by a team and actually probably play better with the next team because he'll actually go to a better team than what he did with the Commanders.
Great.
I'm going to give you a team. Keep your eye on the Los Angeles Rams.
Makes a lot of sense. That makes a ton of sense there because that was one of their biggest weaknesses. As you called out, I want to give you credit for that. You definitely called out saying this will be the thing that would take down the Rams. That did along with the special teams. Those were two things that everyone was talking about for months. They were worried about the special teams and they were worried about the secondary. And Chickens came home to roost at the worst possible time in the NFC Championship game against the eventual Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
I'm gonna say this and then we'll move to the next one. I always tell people this: your biggest flaws shows at the worst time. If you loud and don't shut the hell up, guess what? When you in a meeting with somebody and you need to shut the hell up, you're not. When you talk too much, you feel me? And you got different things on them, you feel me? Your biggest flaws shows at the worst time, and that was the Rams' biggest flaw. They couldn't stop nobody. You feel me? Their secondary couldn't get stopped. So you're 100% right. Hopefully, the Commanders learn from their error of their ways and actually build the team up the way they need to. And then I think Jay Daniels can be whatever y'all think he can. Whatever y'all think he can be, I feel the same way. I think it'd be a very good to an elite quarterback in this league. The way he plays, the way he moves, but he can't do everything by himself. That's not fair to him. The man my size, he weighs like 140 pounds. You feel me? Like you can't put all that on one person. You'll die out here. Come on now, you know that. It's crazy. Our last NFL topic before we take our first break. The Dallas Cowboys. It's official. The Dallas Cowboys have placed the franchise tag on wide receiver George Pickens. George Pickens is represented by an agent. I said this last week, by an agent by the name of David Mulagella. David Mulagella. David Mulagella is Michael Parsons' agent. Michael Parsons was a Cowboy last year. He got traded to the Green Bay Packers before the season started last year because he was franchised. If you go look at David Mulagella clients, they don't play on the franchise tag. So I'm gonna make this very short and very simple. I think the Dallas Cowboys can have an amazing offseason. They could improve their defense. They could draft well, sign the right free agents. They could do whatever they need to do. The one hiccup that they will have is this George Pickens situation. They need to get him under contract. If you're not going to sign him to a contract, trade him. Get value for him. The draft is coming up. You could trade him, get a pick for him, maybe get 2 picks for him, trade him to another team that will sign him. The Cowboys need to resolve this George Pickens situation, or this will weigh down on their heads throughout the whole offseason, going into the NFL season.
Ladies and gentlemen and Cowboy fans, get ready for another circus, because that's exactly where we're headed. You think that Jerry Jones is not going to drag this out and make it a situation to the point where we start talking about it, and to the point where we start getting worried, to the point where we start wondering, is George Pickens going to hold out? Hell yeah. That's exactly where we're going. Jerry Jones will do whatever it takes to make sure that everyone on the internet talking about sports, everybody on TV talking about sports, ESPN, Fox Sports, wherever you go for your sports show, CBS, whatever, he's gonna make sure the Dallas Cowboys is gonna get talked about. He don't do quiet off seasons. He don't do the simple things where, like you said, Josh, the Cowboys could very well have an amazing off season. They could retool and ready for this, compete for a Super Bowl in the NFC. That's how good I think the Cowboys can be if they do this right. But who's the GM?
Jerry Jones.
And that's why it won't happen. What's going to happen is, Quentin Williams will probably get his deal worked out. Kenny Clark will probably get worked out. See a couple of improvements on the defense. Nice draft. The Cowboys do draft pretty well, in my opinion. They drafted pretty well in recent years. But the one thing that's going to continue to be a problem, the one thing that's going to just linger, just like a volcano. It just starts. He's building and building and building to the point where we're going to start seeing George Pickens on the sidelines, not practicing. Or an injury will pop up, a back injury, a hamstring injury will pop up, and then here we are. George Pickens, who was their best player on offense last year, led the team in receptions and receiving yards. That's the guy that they're going to keep on the sideline. That's the guy that they're going to just wait until. And guys, we've witnessed Jerry Jones wait to the morning of week 1. I mean, 10 a.m. on week 1 before a 1 o'clock game in Cleveland. To sign his quarterback, Dak Prescott, to a long-term deal. We have seen this happen. I have no doubt in my mind that we are headed for yet another offseason circus unnecessarily with the Dallas Cowboys, because that is who Jerry Jones is. He is an entertainer first and a football GM and owner second. So he is, so he's always going to be.
Well, you know what they always say, the D in Dallas stands for distraction. So we will see if this is a distraction-filled offseason for the Dallas Cowboys, or they could put pen to paper, start making things happen, and get this team where they need to be. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Highly. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said they won't.
They won't. Only time will tell. We'll see what Jerry Jones can do. Jerry Jones doesn't have that much time left, so we will definitely see. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Highly Opinionated. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is brought to you by A.I.W. Enjoy the heightened experience of THC edibles in a whole new way. At A.I.W., our freeze-dry edibles available in 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 300 milligram, 400 milligram will give you the buzz you crave with a flavor you won't forget. available in 3 different flavors: watermelon sunset, tropical fruit, and very berry. To place orders, please visit the website at ediblyairy.com. While you're there at ediblyairy.com, use a promotion code. You guys see the promotion code on the screen. $ highly airy, $. Again, $ highly airy, $ for 20% off your first purchase. Follow us on IG at Edibly Airy for new product releases and monthly hookups. Must be 21 and over to purchase. Edibly Airy, the best freeze-dry edibles out. Go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, we are joined by royalty. You feel me? We're joined by a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a highly opinionated welcome to Dominique. Dominique, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Fantastic. All is well.
Glad to hear that. I said this off air, so I'll say it on air. We are blessed and grateful to be in your presence. You're doing a lot of great things. Continuously do great work, and you got a fan in us, man. So keep doing good things.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll start us off. You're a basketball junkie. You're a basketball fan. You have a son that plays basketball. Before we get into your son and being a mother and talking about getting into all that, where'd your love of basketball start?
From the time I was little, I had uncles. My mom is one of 13, born and raised East Baltimore. I had 3 uncles that used to play alongside with Sam Cassell, Keith Booth, all those guys in the street back in the day. They could have made it, but it's Baltimore. You can either go left or right. You know how that works. But I was on the court with them every day up until the time I was in middle school. Then I started playing for myself. I started playing for different rec leagues, different stuff like that, playing with them up Douglas. They used to have run games up Douglas every Saturday. And I used to be right up there with them. When I got to high school, I went to Southern High. So we had Coach Smitty. And he saw my love of the game, of actually looking at it and articulating it. And he just took me under his wing and started showing me how to run plays or how to write plays and how to coach and how to direct it. And actually just teaching you the business of it. So that's where my love started.
Got you. Go ahead, Joe.
Dominique, welcome to the show. First of all, thanks for being here with us. My dad also, he's familiar with Sam Cassell, Keith Booth, and he played at Dunbar High School and Lake Clifton. So we're all familiar with East Baltimore as well. I wanted to talk a little bit about A.I.W. On your podcast. Like, what are your topics mainly when you get on A.I.W. for the podcast? What do you guys mainly speak about?
So the things I really talk about is talking about mental health and growth. Starting to redirect your mind and rechanneling your mind to positive energy. It takes a lot to come out. I'm from East Baltimore, so let's just start with that in itself. It takes a lot to come out of that abyss of negativity, that abyss of everything that's not going right for you. So once you start reprogramming your mind to believe that all is well, A.I.W. every day, and you just start putting that self into yourself and start identifying the things that you have to do to change, to grow, to empower yourself every day, because it all starts with self, nothing else. And once you put that into yourself every day, those are the topics that we talk about. We talk about healing and growth. I lost my sister in 2019 to overdose. And that right there in itself took a complete toll on me. And that's what changed my perspective. Went to a holistic therapist, got into meditation, got into different things of that nature, instead of just self-medicating and self-soothing. And then I wound up just learning it's all about the power of the mind. And once you change your mindset, anything can happen. So that's what I want to pour out to everybody, to anybody that I'm around. I want to pour out to the world. That's what it is. That's what it takes in order for us to grow and develop and just to become successful.
No, 100%. I'm with you. I love that message. First of all, with mental health, like, we gotta do better with opening up. We gotta do better with this whole stigma of, like, we can't talk about when we're hurt. We're people. We're going to hurt. We go through things that can really take a toll on us, and it's important to have a circle of people that will give you a safe space to open up and say, "Hey, look, I'm hurting right now. I'm not doing well." I mean, that can't, especially, and I speak for Black men in Baltimore.
Yes.
That has to stop. We can't keep acting like we're robots or we don't have feelings. I understand we gotta be tough. I get it. We gotta be tough right here. But at the same time, it's like, yo, we're still people. There's things that we hurting right now, and like, we can't be our best selves for the people we love, or even for ourselves until we get right. If number one ain't right, how we gonna take care of anybody else?
And Baltimore have some of the toughest women in the world. I'm gonna just tell you, I've
100%.
been to a lot of different places. Like I live in North Carolina now.
Right.
Okay, been here for almost a year and a half.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I realized for myself, this is when I built A.I.W. I started the brand here, but it's been building over time. But I said, because I had to be in that isolation and be around people to know, like, girl, you are so mean. But like, why are you, what is going on? And you have to really come to yourself like, oh my gosh, it really made us that tough, that hard, that solid that you can't even express or even be able to receive vulnerability from other people. And once you start to get to that point of yourself to know that your surroundings and your life actually created that brick wall that's surrounding you. Once you break down that barrier, you will realize that your vulnerability is so much more important than anything else. And it's like the strongest thing for you at that moment, men and women. It's definitely your strongest feature, being able to be vulnerable in times like that.
No, for sure. Like, we don't have to be a product of our environment. I mean, I hear that all the time. Like, oh, I'm from here, so I got to be this way. Like, that ain't got to be you. That's a choice. The thing is, are you willing to step outside that comfort zone that you created to be like, really be yourself? You don't have to be your environment.
That's it. You don't. And that's one of the things that I teach with my son and my basketball sons who went to college and who are in this element. Like, I don't care. We from Baltimore. Okay, we get it. We know we tough. We know what we've been through. We know we can go anywhere in the world and survive. I packed up, but my kids. Well, my son is the reason why we came here actually, but I'm sure we'll get into that. But packed them up. I don't have no family or friends here. And we can survive that because our mentality is just different. We were built on survival, and that's what I want to tell them. We were built on survival, so you can make it whatever you want to do. You just have to decide that you want to do it.
Absolutely. My next question for you is, as a show host, like you want to make your guests feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, everyone asks me this question, so I'm gonna ask the question to you. How do you make people feel comfortable in your presence to give you that valuable information, to be vulnerable?
You know what? I don't know how to do it. I think it's just my aura. I can walk down the street, people come talk to me, tell me they're all their business, and I just sit there and listen, and I hold it. That's the difference. So everybody, you can go to some people you can tell information to, and you can feel like you can share. Some people you can tell by it is an energy thing. Once you start elevating to a higher level, a higher sustainability of vibration, people gonna be able to tell you anything. They're gonna see that light in you and will be able to share that information, and you hold it, and you just hold it. And that's just something that I had to receive. I had to learn that that's what my purpose is in life, because it used to happen over time. And I used to sit there and be like, why are people telling me their business like this? Like, like I don't need, that was TMI. But then it comes to the point where now, because I matured and I wound up getting myself, I emotionally matured. And then I wind up learning, like, you know what, girl, that's your aura. So allow people to tell you that information, and then listen to them. You sit and you listen, and then when it comes out, then you start pouring back into it, because they just released something out their cup. Now you pour back into it. So it's just natural for me. I don't know how to not make people feel comfortable in my aura, and I don't know how I'm doing it. I just enter the room.
I hear that. Amen. I hear that. I'm gonna take it a step further, if you don't mind me saying. I'm sure you guys have heard this analogy: a closed mouth don't get fed, and that's true. But a closed mouth gonna get all the information in the world, because that mouth gonna be closed, and you know what to do with it. And that's the key thing of this, is that you know what to do with the information. You're not spilling the information out just to spill it out. In today's social media modern age that we live in, people you can't hold an injury out for 5 minutes. Somebody's going to break the story. So that's the best thing about it: the ability to not only take the information, but hold the information and try to do the best you can do with the information. That's amazing.
That's it. And be able to transform. The thing about it is, when you start to do and develop things, you can't go on based on what society is. If I went on society, I'd be doing celebrity gossip, or I'll be doing trash talking. When you want to evolve away from that, and you realize we have a much bigger purpose, and that's changing the mindset of what our youth is, who we are as a culture. I mean, when I first started the podcast, people were sending me inboxes like, are you going to talk about your divorce? Like, why would I do that? I'm divorced. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff that people were sending me. Like, I evolved from that. Why would I discuss that? Because they don't want to hear they don't want to hear how you got through it, which, yes, I can do a subject on it. They want to hear the juicy details of the disaster it was going through it. And that's what people, they love chaos. And unfortunately, that's the world that we live in, where everybody feels like something has to be so chaotic, and it doesn't. So when you start talking about peace, elevation, and you start talking about growth and changing that mindset and redirecting that mind, and just forget everything that you were taught and be willing to relearn stuff, that's when you start to lose people, because they're not at that elevation yet. So yeah, it's the point of, you got to keep pouring out what your purpose is, because eventually it's going to start to fly. People are going to start to change their mind. It's going to start to click. It may not be now, but it will be in the next 5 years. It may be this year. You don't even know how fast it's going to run. But once they start talking about elevation and it's not a popular thing, they don't want to hear that. It ain't love and hip hop.
Elevation requires separation.
Requires separation, and most people are not ready to do that.
Yeah, that right there, that sticks with me. Like, people love chaos, and as you get older, and the more you realize, I don't need this shit. Like, I don't need to be around this. Like, you don't like. We don't have to be around this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, then you tail off. Like, you know what? I'm going to go this way while y'all go ahead and deal with all that. I'm not about to be part of chaos. We ain't got to do it. So why do we even get involved?
My isolation process now, like, I be like, okay, like the things that people want you to be involved in, you think about it. It makes you almost like sick to your stomach of the things that you tolerated prior to you really reaching this point. Because it's like, why would I put up with that just to be around people? Why would I put up with that just to receive some type of love from people? Why are we still talking about titles? Because that's my mother, that's my father, that's my husband, that's my cousin. I have to. No, I don't. Are you serious? Are you serious? I don't. And because Dominique,
where were you at like 10 years ago in my life? I would have been such a better person if I would have met you like 10 years ago.
If I was there 10 years ago too, I would have been a better person.
Man, look.
I hear that.
It's hard, man. And then you have to raising children when you're going through that transformation. You know, just think about it. Your kids saw you from the time they were there. I had my son at 21. So he saw his mother, go through these transitions. I have a daughter too. She saw me go through these transitions too. But then now they see me at this place and they're like, okay. Like, I get it now, because now it's setting an example for your kids, or to go through process. And so these kids are not being taught process. And we can transition into the basketball thing too. They're not being taught process. They feel like this is the goal, and I do this, this, and this, and that's it. But no, it's not. This is the goal, and here we go again. And go up and down, up and down.
What's the fastest way to get there? What's the fastest way I can get there?
But there's no fast way.
How little bit of time do I need to get there? I'm not trying to go
shortcut. It's no shortcut.
Come on, man.
And I think that's where most of these parents kind of like get it twisted. They don't like to teach their children process, because we live in a social media era. Yes, we live in a television era where we see things that it looks like it's just instant, and it's not instant. And if you don't explain to your kids, I always make this comment. It thunderstormed so much on me. My kids never got wet.
Okay.
And then I start to think about that, right? Because my son made a statement to me one time. This was actually pretty recent, and I was like, I had to look at the phone like, did he just say that? I was like, hey, you didn't check to make sure X, Y, Z. He was like, well, you thugged it out. You a thug. You got it. And in my mind, that made me think to myself, my son has never known his mother to be vulnerable or to be feminine. I'm mama. She thugs it out. She good. She don't need nobody to. And I just was like, like that. It kind of shocked me, but it kind of hurt me at the same time, because that's sad. And it's like, I had to have a whole conversation with him, like, and he was like, "Mom, no." He was like, "I didn't mean it that." I said, I'm not taking it that you meant it that way, but you meant it that way. Like, and it's something about us not teaching our kids our process either, of how we go from down, and we don't have these conversations with them.
I think a lot of that is just like you're a mom. You want life to be easier for your kids. You don't want them to go through like the same stuff you went through. But at the same time, it's like life gonna teach you one way or other. So it's like you want to, especially it starts at home. My mom told me all the time.
Mother of a son.
Yeah,
that's major, where femininity had to be removed.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Especially being a single mother of a son. Yes,
100%.
Femininity had to be removed, and I'm dealing with that. That's my process along with him. That's why when he said it, I was like, dang, like that's not what you want to hear, because he got to get a woman someday. I'm raising him for the world, not for me. And I have a shirt that says that I'm raising my son for the world, not for me. Like, and for him to have said that, and I had to break it down, I was like, we need to talk about that, because I don't want you to go through life, or when you really meet a woman that you like, or you're basing it off of how tough she is. Like, I don't want you to do that. I want you to want the most feminine woman that you get in your life, like the softest woman possible. Please get her, pick her.
No, I hear that.
So it's like that's all it takes for you to actually you want your kids to be successful. So it's a lot, and most parents don't understand. Teaching them that process is much more important than buying them Jordans and buying them the latest.
That communication, man, that's everything. So I'm like you. I raised my son at a young age. I had my son, I was 19, 20. So he's seen me through my I call them human frailties. He's seen me through my ups, he's seen me through my downs, and I communicate with him. I tell him all the time. I sit down with him. I be like, because his name is Cameron. So Cam, this is what happened. Yep. I don't want you to do this. You're going to do this, but these are the positives of this. This is the negatives that come with this. And I think consequences. Yeah, consequences. And I think being a parent, we communicate with our kids when it's some parents communicate with their kids when it's beneficial to them. No, you can't communicate with your kids when it's beneficial. You got to communicate with them all the time. So this is my line. I tell my son, if you're not man enough to say that you do it, that you did it, then guess what? You shouldn't fucking do it. You feel me? Like, that's my line, because at the end of the day, you have to be accountable. And when you teach, the number one thing to me about being a parent, you have to teach accountability. Everything else will come. You'll learn life lessons. We from Baltimore. You'll learn life lessons, but the accountability of being a man is most important, because you, like you said with your son, he's gonna lay down one day and he's gonna lay down with a woman and get her pregnant, hopefully one day. Like, bro, you gotta be accountable. Not everything you gonna want to hear as a man. Trust me, I know firsthand. I could be on here forever talking to you about that. But you have to be accountable. You have to learn how to move. You have to learn how to adapt and adjust. So,
and I'm gonna say that as women, it's different. And I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna just say it out loud. Maybe it needs to be said. Stop raising your sons to be your companion. Raise your son. You can't expect you to have a man in your life to be a certain way when you ain't raising your son the same way. If you're not holding your son accountable right then and there for what he has and what he's got going on in life, then don't expect no man to come into your life and then you try to hold him into a certain standard that you ain't willing to hold that boy to. And that's just facts.
He gonna look at you crazy all throughout. Like, girl, what? Girl, sit your ass down.
But your son ripping and running. He don't need to take the trash out. What you mean?
Talk about me. Like, I need to go take the trash out. Come on, girl. Go sit down.
No. You hold your son to that same standard. And he's not your companion. He's just not your companion. That is not your boo-boo. He's not supposed to be here to take you out the hood. That's not what your son is here for. That is not what your son is here for. He is not your meal ticket. He is somebody that came from you, that you raised up to be for somebody else. Now, my success for my son is how good of a father and husband he's going to be. That's my success, because if he's good in that area, that means I did something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did something.
You did a lot.
You don't have to prioritize my emotions over his life. I did something good as a mother. And that's what I think a lot of women, when it comes to these young men, especially in athletics, they get it twisted, because you're not only raising your child or putting them in a position, you can't defend him all the time. He a boy. Like, he got to become a man. You can't run out to him when he falls every single time. You got to watch him get up. You got to watch him fight. I be seeing these videos of these clips of these mothers running on the court when his son, they're getting altercations. Man, what are you doing? So you mean to tell me you gonna raise your son as a guy? So you okay with your son being a bitch?
Man, I mean, yeah. When you running behind him like that, you encouraging that behavior. Whether we want, you're encouraging that.
You're encouraging that behavior. You're not telling him that I'm gonna let you fight this battle, but in the end, I'm gonna have your back. You're saying before you get to the battle, I'm right there in front of it. What type of man is that?
The type of man that you won't be dating. that's the type of man that is. That's the type of man.
You meet him more often than none, because again, that you thinking you're raising him. That's your companion. That ain't your son. See, that's where you get the misconception of that. When the coach come and your son, my son can tell you how many times the coaches that he's played for. My son played for Mount Carmel. My son played for Overly, both 2 years. Okay. My son also played different AUs. He played for BBC. He played for Team Orange with Ty. He did several different things, a whole bunch of them. He's been around. Even the coaches in here in North Carolina. No coach can tell you that I came to them and said, "Why my son ain't playing?" And there's been times I traveled AAU games, but my son only played probably 10 minutes in a game. And I sat there. And then when my son complained about it, go talk to your coach. And then when he came back and said what the coach said, I said, "Well, you ain't working hard enough. That means you got to get up and go to the gym." Put it out there. I'm not running every time to say he got to have this conversation. Now I don't have to say nothing because he plays. He gets his minutes because he had to learn that process in himself. And I didn't jump out there saying, "Well, why my son ain't getting in the game?" Well, you're some bullshit. Then you hear that from the coach. Then what? Now your feelings hurt because you didn't make him get up 5 o'clock. Yep, you ready to fight because now you got to understand they go to practice. If you know your son not getting up 5 o'clock in the morning to put up 100 shots, why do you think he gonna get in the game? If you have to push your son to get in the gym every day, he really don't want it. When your son start waking, when I told my son, when you start waking me up in the morning to say, "Hey, Mom, I'm ready to go," that's when I started really investing in it. I ain't buying my son all the new shoes and the leggings and all that until he got in high school. What are you, crazy? I need to see how this get ready to go.
I hear that. I tell my son this all the time. I should never want something more than you. If I want something more than you, you don't want it. Like I want it. You feel me? And also, this is a sports show, so like I promise y'all we'll get to the basketball part with your son. But
yeah.
I'll just say this: like we cover this for free. Actually, like we're losing money. Like I'm not. You feel me? Like if you think about it, like, but we're still out here trying to put out a good show, trying to make people informed, trying to entertain, trying to make people laugh, stuff like that. Like I can speak for my co-host. Like we love sports. Like we'll watch college basketball, we'll watch college football, we'll watch the NFL, we'll watch the NBA. I saw myself watching a little bit of the gold medal hockey game on Sunday. I'm not even really into hockey, but
right,
like
I saw a little bit too.
we love sports. Like you and I agree with you 1,000%. Like sports is not. It's not like John said earlier. It's not a microwave. It's not even an oven. Like, bro, it's like a 6th floor house. And sometimes you might think you on the 2nd floor, bro. You in the basement. Like, bro, you got to keep wanting and keep working and keep grinding and keep grinding. So I agree with you 1,000% on that. My next question for you about all this wild athletics, again, in coerce with your son. How do you try to spew your message to the parents and to the parents, to the coaches, to the team members, to the teammates that he plays with about mental health, about A.I.W's message?
Well, we share it. I mean, again, I always had a house full of kids. Whatever team my son played on, his teammates was at my house all the time. I was the parent that was taking everybody everywhere. I was picking them up. It was cars in the driveway. I'm picking your kid up. If it was whatever my son, like, "No, my such and such need a ride," they knew they could call Ms. Dominique. They knew it. They knew who they could rely on to get where they needed to go. So that in itself, that's your audience right there. So while I'm driving, and they want to listen to, at the time, they used to like to listen to Raw Wave. I'm telling you, they used to sit there, "This don't put in this Raw Wave." Real quick, you're gonna hear me real quick. Let's talk about let's test the temperature. And then when they at the house, you got 8, 9 boys in my house. Oh, let's talk. So I hear the conversations. I interject myself. Some parents want to talk to you, some of them don't. You know how many parents call to say, "Hey, I just wanted to know where my kid at." I ain't get a lot of that. I ain't get a lot of that at all. But it's some, but not all. Coaches, we have generalized conversations. A lot of coaches know I know basketball, so they're willing to have a conversation with me, mostly because it's refreshing that I can have the conversation without making it about my child. So that in itself is kind of like a refreshing thing. So like I said, we just talk, and it just comes to that. It just comes to that. I don't think I really had a time where it was a disagreement until I start seeing how some coaches just move in a certain way, and I'm like, wait, this is what we doing with kids. I have to be the person to tell you, like, I'm gonna hold you accountable to a standard, you know what I'm saying, to a certain thing. So I'll point out stuff and be like, this is where we're supposed to be. They can either take it in as a positive or take it in as a negative. Either way, it don't matter. I said it.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, like I'm still on kind of I'm just taking it in like really. I just appreciate like where you're coming from with your message. Like it's just checking in with these young kids, especially these young men. Is so like it seems like it's a small thing, but it goes such a far way. We see like the stuff that's going on like today with these young athletes who are in their 20s and like early 30s. You just don't know what could be going on. And it's like we need to do that with the kids as well. When they're teenagers, when they're younger, like they know. They have thoughts. They know what goes on in the world. They see things, and they may not feel comfortable talking about it. So it's just, I just commend like just the fact that you're constantly creating that safe space that they need, and being a basketball player is constant pressure, especially when you want to make it. You want to make it into something. Like it's constant pressure every day. Got to put the work in. Got to get up in the morning and get extra shots. So you're not playing a lot. Okay, what can I do to get better? So it's constant, like, especially when you want it. You put pressure on yourself, but it's like at times you have to know when to dial it back and when, I might need to decompress a little bit. I might need to talk a little bit to make sure that this is right. If this is not right, the body will not follow.
Nothing will happen.
And that's something that cannot be stressed enough, especially with these young kids today.
And then, not to mention, let's take away the sports. They have stuff that's going on outside in life. Their parents might not be doing. Some of these parents might be on drugs. You don't know what's happening. Mother might she out there working 3, 4, 5 jobs. I commend you. She trying to make it work, trying to make it. You don't know what's going on in these kids' lives. So that's why I say when you become a part of it, whether you're a trainer, whether you're a coach, whether you took that kid for a ride or something like that, it don't just end with the basketball. I send out a group text probably like every month just to check in. I know they busy, they young man, they don't want nobody hounding them or nothing like that. So I get it. Every month I send them a reminder, you are somebody in this world. Whatever room you step foot in, that's your room. I don't care where it is. That's your room. You are a light here. And I remind them every month because I'm like, I know it's hard. Even the ones that don't even play basketball no more, you get a message from me. Because now you into adulthood. And now life is starting to roll. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting to happen. And somebody needs to remind you, hey, I know it's hard, and I know that you want to go this route, and it get tough, and I know you feel like you by yourself, but guess what? You really not. So get up out of that. You a light here.
As somebody who had to let basketball go, knowing that it was a better, career path long term for me. It's like tearing skin off your body, because like you identify with that sport for so long, it becomes a part of your soul because that's how you're taught. You put your soul into it, or you might as well not even play. But they don't tell you. They don't tell you at the end when it's time that how damn hard it is. And like I'm speaking from personal experience right here, but it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. Was saying that I knew that this was over and I couldn't be stubborn about it and try to hold on to something that was no longer there. It was the hardest decision I ever made, and it's going to come for each athlete. It might come earlier than you ever imagined. But that's when the mental check-in, that's when the safe space becomes vital, because people don't understand. If you weren't in it, respectfully, I don't think a lot of people can understand it, because
they don't.
It literally, I'm not playing. It's like literally trying to rip skin off your body. That's how painful it was to let that go. Like it was points in time where I couldn't even watch basketball. I couldn't watch the NBA. I couldn't watch college sports. It was too painful. I
understand it, and some people don't, and unfortunately for you, and I feel like I just felt it when you said it's like skin coming off your body. I'm just like, that's like a perfect analogy, because it's almost like you're shedding something, your whole identity,
everything. And like I said, I couldn't watch the game. I couldn't really talk about it at first, but when I finally did, it was the best thing in the world because I felt like I did not have a purpose anymore. I felt like I didn't know what else I could do with my life. That was, again, now part of that is creating a space where it's like, hey, what is my plan B after basketball? What is my why after basketball? What do I live for outside of the game? And I think when we get caught up in putting our soul into it, we kind of lose track of that. It was like, there is no plan B. For some of these kids, there is no plan B. And I get it. This is it. This has to work. But the thing is, the numbers and the statistics don't tell them that. Mm-hmm. It really statistically is damn near impossible to get to the NBA. And not even just to get there, to stay there.
Especially now.
Especially now. I mean, you see what the NBA
hard.
Is now. We haven't had an American MVP since 2018.
Don't stop me now. We ain't rolling to that yet.
So we get in there, but I'm just saying, like, that's where we at. Like, so it's just so vitally important just to make sure that we check in and that we understand, hey, look, you still are a star without the game. That's a star without the game.
That's right. I know, and they're going through it. My college boys, this their freshman year, and they going through it, and I know they going through it. When I don't hear nothing, or if I don't hear, can I get $15 for lunch or something like that? When I don't hear anything, and I start to look at their Instagram, see where they at with it. That's when I'm like, all right, it's quiet. They ain't never that focused. You get what I'm saying? So it's like something's going on. And that's when I start to check in, and I do, and I'll be like, hey, like that's why I said when they go to school, this is when I moved actually, I said I'm gonna start sending them monthly check-ins because I need to know what's your temperature.
Gotcha.
I need to know that. That's important to me. And when I pour into, and my kids bring me kids. This is my kids know their mother because my kids are the same as me. They are definitely like my son. Tell you if my son see one of his teammates need some extra love, come on. My mother, come on, talk to my mother. He'll bring him to me after the game. Come on, talk to my mother a little bit. She know about basketball. Tell him let's debrief. What's going on? Do you want it or you don't?
No, that's definitely needed for sure. Like, it's good to see like your personality. Just talking to you, your personality overwhelms, and that like some people might say that as a negative. No, I take it as a positive because I'm kind of like the same way. Like. Eventually, I always say this. Eventually, cream rises to the top. I don't want to say it. I'm gonna say it like this, but I don't really mean it like this. When you know you the shit, eventually you'll rise to the top because at the end of the day, like you know what you bring to the table. You know the skills that you have. You know the traits that you have. You know what you can do. So that's great that you get back to the game. Not only getting back to the game as far as actual basketball players, but you're getting back to the game of life. And that's just a whole different type of thing. That's better than any NBA championship, better than any NCAA championship, Super Bowl, college football, national championship, whatever, World Series. Like, that's the best thing to get back, not only in your specific game, but in life. Like, we all want to give advice to people where as though they take it and they become whatever they become. So that's definitely one of the many things that you have great going on with you. So I love to hear that. So, Ms. Dominique, we appreciate you for coming on. Give you an opportunity to speak on your son, his grade, college, etc., high school. What is he in? I know he's a basketball junkie, a fan like me and JGR. Give you an opportunity to speak on your
son. His name is Jeremiah. He currently plays for TSF in Atlanta, Georgia. That's post grad. So he's in prep. He went there September. Originally, of course, coming out of Baltimore. He played for Mount Carmel. He played for Mount Carmel for 2 years and then played for Overly for 2. He was in his freshman year at Lock Raven, but he never got a chance to play a freshman year of basketball, so I reclassed him to Mount Carmel. And he played he played Mount Carmel for 1 year and then Overly High School for 2 years. And then we got an opportunity to come to North Carolina to finish out his senior year playing national basketball for Quality Education Academy in Winston-Salem. Okay. So I made the conscious decision to just pack him on up and get up out of here.
I hear that. You guys made a great decision moving on down to North Carolina.
I think we did. His journey was tough. Jerm was always considered small. Jerm's probably he's just getting to like 6 feet. So he's always been small, but a heavy defender. Heavy defender. Like that's the first thing I told him was defense. Don't shoot that ball if you can't defend it. So even when he was little, don't shoot no basketball if you can't get it out your opponent's hand. And that's the mentality that I used to have him going in. You're small, you got to be a dog. You got to be a dog going in. So he played with different coming through that of the mental of playing with different players, and he played with a lot of kids that's in D1s and stuff now. They know Germ. Germ is that guy. He always been the character, the good teammate. He'll root you on. I've never seen my son has never been a hater in this game. I never told him to be that. He's always been that team. He's cheering for you on the bench. He's doing all that good stuff. But I watched my son go through the process that killed a lot of different dreams when it comes to basketball, football, or anything, and I say this where he is now, being successful in postgrad right now, he's doing great. He got coaches calling him. He got coaches looking out. They, looking for him as a prospect. He's doing amazing. I'm getting so much feedback from him, which I mean, in reference to it, I'm super proud. He takes it and he's humble with it, but he's like, no, I gotta continue to work. But I say this to say what I watched him go through is a transition phase of being counted out and just not being in that space. And when you said something about the whole not being able to play basketball anymore, how it took took major skin, just feel like it was about to come off. I watched my son go through that in Overly because they tried to take his reclass. They was trying to make him graduate on time, and I'm like, no. You accepted him as a sophomore, he's going to his junior year next year,
Yeah.
And it was so treacherous when I watched him, and they told him that this is the beginning of the school year. I'm still fighting it, and I watched him go through that process of depression, because he's like, if I graduate now, then I'm not ready for this. Like, I'm not supposed to. What am I supposed to do? Then he's going through basketball season, where as though he's really depressed about it. I watched my son just really. I was like looking at him and just not being himself, like his energetic self. You think my personality is big? This kid, everybody knows him as having. He's his mother's son. It is what it is. But I watched him go through this, just doing stuff to get in trouble. I'm getting calls from the school every day, and I'm just watching it. So I had to make a decision. And I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you sit in this for a little bit, but you ain't gonna stay in it. But it's your choice. You can either stay in it, or you can rise above it. Now, if you rise above it, I'm with you. We're gonna get through this, But if you sit in it, we got a problem. And I started watching him just go through it, and then he wound up, it clicked in him one day. Like, you know what? I can't just sit in it. She ain't gonna let me sit in it. She gonna sit here, look at me, and discuss while I sit in it. I can't ask her for nothing if I'm sitting in it. Like, he couldn't bear it. And then once I got it in his brain, I'm like, I used to tell him every day, like, do you know what you came from out the womb? Like, do you know your story of origin of always? It always works out for you. It always works out for you. Everything always worked out. No matter what it is, it may not have been the time that you wanted to. It always worked out. And Coach Gerard Mustafa called me one day. Hey, this Jeremiah's mother? Yes, this is her. I'm from Charlotte. We looking for some kids, national basketball. I like, what I see with him. Like, we can do something with him. We can develop him. His defense is this and that. And you're being watched, and you don't even know you're being watched. Because you're looking at what other kids are playing at your teammates, and you're looking at your peers. But you don't understand, you're being watched and talked about in rooms you haven't even entered yet. So in my brain, I'm telling them, do you just be patient? Work it out. Be patient. It's going to happen for you. And we got that phone call. And once we got into it, we got a school that was willing to take them, or was like, yeah, we're going to take them. We're going to do this and the third. Hey, I give up everything. Let's go.
I'm gonna say this.
And he,
go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. And in grade wise, getting him to be productive in grades, couldn't do it. I mean, his freshman year, even in Mount Carmel private, they was just letting him do whatever he wanted to do. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm paying for that. And I'm like, you're just allowing him to do whatever. And it's just like, you couldn't get people to be on the same page with you for your kid to do something academically. Like, he needs both. He can't just have basketball. He has to have both. And we struggle with it. We struggle with academics. And when I put him in homeschool. He did homeschool and senior year, all in 1 year. He had to do both. And that boy graduated both. He finished both the junior and the senior year in the school. Graduated both of those 2 years with 4.0.
That's awesome.
And on the dean's list.
I love that.
And that's called transitioning. And that's a word I taught my son when he was an early age. When he would go over daddy house, you can jump on the furniture. You over here, you can't jump on no furniture. Transition. You got to be able to shift. You got to be able to shift.
Sound like a parent with a child that's multiple homes. Trust me, I know. I'm the same way. I got you. You can't. What you do at mom house, you can't do at dad house.
Can't do here.
You can't do at mom house.
And it's a shift. And you had to teach him shift. When we first moved down here, he tried to bring Baltimore to North Carolina. I had to tell him, like, the first 2 months he came, they had the big signs out for him. He was the man coming from Baltimore. He about to come do something. Da-da. And I'm like, and it went straight to his head, and I get that one phone call from the dean. Hey, Germ didn't turn in these assignments, X, Y, and Z. And I said, oh, okay, don't worry about it. He'll be better next time. Got off the phone with that man, and when he came in there from his practice workout, he come in there from the kitchen, go right to the refrigerator, slam the shut. I don't know what food you think you ready to eat. But let's talk about this, because what I did was left my whole entire life, family, friends, and everything else that I had in Baltimore to come here for you to be successful. You got one choice. It's only one.
Success.
It's only one.
Yeah,
that's it. And from that moment of that conversation, which, that point, his coach said a whole 360. I said, because sometimes you got to remind them, like, hey, now this is not about, I want you to be successful. I saw what my son was about to transition to in Baltimore, and I got him out of it. Now the rest is up to you.
Absolutely. You definitely gotta want to be successful in your own right. I love. Let me say this before I get to you, Jeremiah. Any way we can help you here on Highly Opinionated, man, you got a fan in us. Eventually, man, we would love to have him on the show. Hopefully, we can set that up in the future.
Absolutely.
So, man, he has a fan. He has a fan from us to him, man. But to you, you're an amazing woman. Not only because most women in a relationship won't move for their spouse. You move for your child. So that's a whole different type level where it's though, like, okay, bro, I see this potential in you. And I want you to maximize everything you got in you so we can get the best out of you. Because I'm not bragging on you, but you probably feel like, man, I'm pretty good for myself. Like, my life, all right, I'm good. It's about making sure that you win. And again, I tell my son this all the time. Like, again, I said it earlier. Like, I shouldn't want something more than you want it. Because at that point, it's not, you don't want it. And like a lot of kids today in sports, and JG will tell you this, a lot of boys, especially African-American boys, they want sports for the monetary gain, the women, the cars,
the fame,
the jewelry, the money, the fame. They want that for that, and that's cool. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, yes, Beyonce knows LeBron James, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, because they played basketball. Yes, she don't know Joshua Walker yet, but that doesn't mean that she won't know him. She doesn't know JG yet. That doesn't mean she won't know him. She doesn't know Dominique yet. That doesn't mean that she won't know him. My point is that, like, you gotta want it. And like this generation, and I never want to be this guy, like, get off my lawn type guy, but like somebody gotta say, this generation, they want what comes. They want what comes with the fame. We wanted the game. Like, we wanted. Like, I wanted to beat John in basketball. I wanted to beat Chris in football. Whoever in football. Like, I wanted that. Whereas though this generation now, like, yeah, hey man, like, we lost, man. I had 25, 8 and 7, man. I got shorty in the back room.
Don't you get me started. There is no grit and no competition. It's no competitiveness, it's no grit, and it's no toughness. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna go ahead, since we into it now. Let's go ahead and talk about who it stemmed from. Mothers, parents.
I got you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, because, and I say this because regardless of what it is, everybody wants their kids to be a superstar. You a superstar, my baby. You go out here with all these pictures and stuff like that. But what you teaching your child is that it's okay for him not to play selfish basketball or play selfish football. You telling him it's okay for you to go ahead and just shoot the ball no matter what. That's something I can't stand when parents do. Shoot it. And they can't defend it. They walk away like little punks. If your son can't defend the ball, why is he shooting it? That was
Man,
always a rule for us, was it not?
Yeah.
man.
And also, let me get to this. And I love this player. Like, I'm not shitting on him because like he used his advantages to his advantage. But Steph Curry really messed up the game, and I mean that in a respectful way because like every kid think like everybody can't like LeBron. You not 6'9", 260, so you can't. Everybody can't be that. Kobe, you not 6'6", or Michael Jordan, you not like that, or Kawhi Leonard, you got the hands of Jesus. You ain't like that. Everybody not like that. But everybody, I'm gonna tell you everything. One thing, I'm gonna tell you something that everybody think they can do. Whether you're white and you're old, white and you're young,
shoot a three.
black and you're old, you can shoot the shit out of basketball though. You can pull up.
Shoot a basketball.
So, yeah, like,
But wait a minute, though. You know what else? Let's talk about it now. That's not the only thing that ruined basketball. Highlight reels.
Oh yeah,
I ain't never seen third graders and fourth graders have whole highlight tapes on YouTube.
Don't invite me to your kid middle school game because I'm not finna do it. Talk
I'm
about
like,
something
yo,
he ranks. Don't invite me to no middle school game. Talk about that
what-
kid ranked. I don't want to hear nothing you talk about.
You have right now, but this kid is 9 years old. What rank is
9. I don't want. Don't invite me. I don't want to. He gonna be that. But when he get that, then I'll be there. Until then, I'm not doing it.
I'm like, no, man. The game
who
is
likes these kids at 9? Like, bro, that's your job. Like, that's your job. Like, by the way, where can I go find that job? Because I'm gonna tell you all them nights. Man,
First of all, before I say this, shout out to all the photographers and the videographers that come to those games because y'all are the real MVPs. Y'all do this.
They're doing an amazing job. They're doing an amazing job.
But let me tell you something. It has ruined the mentality of basketball. They don't want to get dunked on. That's a rite of passage. Like, you don't want to get dunked on. You don't want to see nobody drop you real quick. It's a part of the game. So thus for you not defending the ball, you letting them slide out there, scoring whatever they want to score because you scared to be embarrassed on Instagram or social media. Yeah, highlight reels definitely ruined the game.
Look, if you got crossed up or dunked on in any game in Baltimore, that embarrassment lasts forever, camera or not.
Camera or not. But the part about it is, and this is what you teach your kids though. See, the thing about it is, I used to tell my son, listen, if he cross you up, he dunk you, oh well, what's the next step? You gonna sit there? That's the worst when you sit there, but you gotta give me some get back. I don't care what you gotta do at the bottom. You gotta get me some get back. You gotta meet him back at the goal. He better not get another one. Yeah. This is the mentality that these parents ain't teaching their kids, which is why they're so afraid to be embarrassed in front of people. I roast my kids in the house. Let me tell you one thing about it. Me and my kids, we roast each other. Me, my daughter, and my son, we sit and talk about each other so bad it's crazy, like we strangers sometimes. You want to know why? Because the world is so hard. And I don't ever want my kid to ever take what anybody is saying about them for a grain of salt. Because at the end of the day, why are you so worried about what people think about you? My tagline in my house, I have a poster of it. Say, who the fuck is they? We don't know who they is. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn who know they. They said what they just they can kiss my ass. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. They don't know. And they don't know you. So you go out there, you hooping, you going out there, you know what they gonna say, yeah, you got dunked on, but you came back, won the game. Exactly. These kids will lose a game not to get dunked on. I don't understand it. Where's your competitiveness?
There's no more crying and like being pissed off at losing because we lost, but I had this amount of points.
We got new book bags and new shoes.
I don't give a damn how many points I scored. I'm like, even my high school interviews at Cowboy Hall, like the guy were interviewing me asking like, well, hey, you did great. You had about 25, 30 points. I'm like, bro, we lost the fucking game. Like, I don't care about what I scored.
I don't care about what the score is.
We lost to St. Francis again. We lost to Mount St. Joe again. Like these two schools were schools that I hated the most, that I wanted to beat them the most, but we couldn't win. But we were talking about games I had. But it didn't matter. We lost. If I had 2 points and we won the game, don't interview me. Good. Don't interview me. We won the game. Don't interview me. We only had 2 points. I don't care. We won the game. But it's like you said, we care about highlight tapes. We care about looking good out there versus like.
No, you're right. Cute. You said it. You was gonna say it.
Bright, yeah, I was about to say a little cute.
Cute. They want to be cute.
We got these bright lime, Under Armour shoes. We got the sleeves and everything. We got the leggings.
Oh, them sleeves kill me.
Stuff. But then it's like we not hooping no more, man.
You ever see a kid that can't make a layup have a sleeve on? Don't that irritate you? Like that bothers me.
Got the whole.
What are you wearing it for?
All of it.
This don't make you a better player, bro. Like All this stuff will make you a better player. Like
you got the square on the back of the thing for a reason. Everybody want to look good doing it. Everybody want a good picture. And I yell it out. It's the same 2 points. If you just go ahead, just bring it up there. Same 2 points.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what look good. The ball going into the basket. I don't give a damn how you did. Whether you shoot that bitch from the wing, the corner, the top of the key, the free throw line, whatever, in the post. As long as you put the ball in the basket, that's the only thing that matters. So
let me tell you,
I never said this about highlight reels. You're 100%. I never even thought of that. You're 100% right on it. 100.
It ruins the game. Everybody looking at that camera so bad. They looking at the camera more than they looking at the ball.
Right.
It's tough.
My father taught me like 2 basic moves in the post, I'll never forget. He told me I did the same move all game long. The parents were getting so irritated. It was like he's doing the same thing over and over again. Like it's 2 points.
Is it 2 points?
They go 2 more points. Now we got 20 doing the same moves.
Yeah, doing the same moves because it makes sense. But see and there's no discipline either with the coaches. I'm not trying to go to these high school games and seeing y'all best player, the one that don't play defense and missing hella free throws, but he your best player. He can shoot a 3, and he may or may not miss a layup, but that's your best player. He gets all the videos and all the notoriety, and that's what he does, but can't defend the ball. That's your best player. Hold on. I'm tired of seeing it. And then the coaches don't say nothing, but you play him. And I know for a fact, because I've seen it several times, it's a kid on that bench. If you know how to coach, you know how to direct properly, you can get him a good 6 to 8 points in that game if you stop putting your head up that favorite player's ass. Because he can hit a couple threes, maybe look good hitting a couple layups, play 0 defense, and his free throw percentages is low.
That's normally the kid that's bringing in the fans and bringing in the cameras and
bringing in the fans and the cameras and everything.
That becomes, so now it's a whole different conversation. Now we're talking
that's about ruining basketball too.
Now we're talking about coaches worrying about more like how they look versus winning the basketball game.
Versus winning the basketball game and versus developing actual players.
Development talent.
So you're sitting here telling me, I can coach. You can get a bunch of AAU kids. You can recruit a bunch of AAU kids and win a championship. I ain't even gonna say everybody playing these nights. I'm gonna put you in, and y'all win several championships. And then you start to get players that you actually got to develop, and you start to sit there and look like, bruh, it ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't right.
So we see it so many times, and then when I say it or somebody say it, it looks like we hate it. No, we just know basketball.
We telling the truth.
And I don't do popular.
We telling the truth.
Popular, yeah. I don't do popular. So if you watch, I've watched kids. I know kids that can be developed if they're being developed. If somebody's willing to do that, but you can't put your head up a whole bunch of kids' butts because they can do a little bit of they play on a certain AAU circuit. You can't do that, or because they hit a couple threes and they look good and they can bring the whole hood out. So what? Who cares? Who cares about it? Because a lot of those players, and I can say it's a majority of them, it's probably 5% of them that actually are successful in it. The rest of them are not, because you didn't teach that kid process. So now that kid, because you put his head up his butt, and look, it's about to get deep. You put your head up his butt, coach. The trainer, you put your head up his butt, and guess what? He can't even handle the coaches or the trainers or the math problems that he got in college. So where he at in a year? Back in Baltimore.
It's time to transfer. Coach, man.
Time to transfer.
Coach don't bang me, bro. I'm about to transfer. You know what I'm saying?
Like, transfer.
Hit that transfer portal. You know, coach don't
listen. Let me tell you, and all of them that hit that transfer portal back in Baltimore.
Yep.
Yeah, they go. Come back.
You coming back because you didn't teach them something that they needed. Because again, and parents, this is on y'all too. What? You don't allow no coach to sit there and do that to your kid without teaching them process and without you learning the game yourself. That coach can come and tell you anything they want to. But if your kid is good enough and he's successful and if you feel like he got that potential, I don't care how many people come out for the city for him. Because guess what? When he come back in Baltimore, ain't nobody looking for him.
Nope.
And guess what? The coach don't talk to him no more. Coach don't text, don't ring out. When he feel like he can't use you no more, he gone.
Yeah, that's it. It's a use and away system. I use you to as much as I can get, as much as to my advantage, and then when there's no way, when you're waste, I put you to the side and I do that. Rinse and repeat. You do the same.
Rinse and repeat. And they sit up there and then you blaming everybody else. No, baby, let me tell you something. Can't nobody, let me tell you one thing about, and I say this in reference to the relationship me and my son got. My son, when they come and talk business with my son, he be like, hey, thank you for the information. This is what we teach. Thank you for the information, but I would like you to talk to my mother. Hand it to me on the business side, because when it comes to basketball, I'm his investor. He's my investee. This is a business conversation. And when it comes down to coaches or how it was, and that's why a lot of coaches or a lot of people didn't come and talk to me, because they knew they couldn't get over on my son because I was right there. Or they felt like it wasn't a popular thing because you ain't gonna sit there and play with my kid like that. I can tell you right now, I know too much.
You won't let him.
And I'm not gonna let you. So that's fine. I took him out of the city. He came to a whole nother state and won a state championship. My son got a ring. And was first team all conference.
There you go.
Because when we talk about business and we talk about numbers and development, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about, because he can bring the city out. What?
Those type of numbers really, they matter, but they really don't matter as far as the development of the player. No, I agree with you.
It wasn't. You ain't doing nothing but developing a monster. You're developing a monster. That's what you're doing.
A social media monster. I'm gonna say this. I'm not the biggest fan of this coach. You guys know who I'm about to mention, but he said one quote that I think is so true. Bobby Knight. I'm not a fan of his coaching practices. I don't believe in throwing kids across the floor and choking kids, none of that, yelling, screaming all the time. But he did say something. I saw a clip on Instagram. He said, "You know what the greatest motivator for a kid is? Ass meets bitch. Bitch retains the ass. I mean, ass. It's a cycle. Yeah. Bitch circulates the ass, which circulates the brain. I need to play better. Get your ass out there and you play better. That's the best. Like that really is. So I agree with that 1,000% because you have to you have to be honest with your kids. And that's the one thing we see with you. Like, you're honest. You're not gonna be like, bro, just because Chris can bring 1,000 people out for the city, don't mean can Chris hoop? Is Chris a good basketball player? That's all that matters. Like, can we develop Chris? Not about, hey man, he bought this guy out. He bought that girl out. That don't matter. Like, that's cool. But bro, you only here for 4 years. You only in high school or college for, well, let me start over. You're in high school for 4 or 5 years. Some people in college, they're in college for like 10 years. You feel me?
10 years. It's a career.
I'm ready to call, see if I got a year left of eligibility myself.
You might as well go ahead, because that's what's getting ready to come up. I'm going to say this because you guys interviewed my cousin Derek Dunn, but y'all interviewed him. That's how we got connected. But y'all interviewed him, and he is what he said on there, because we had these conversations, and he's a prime example of that. And he said it, you know what I'm saying, of how this is what it is, and went to here and this and the third. And we have those conversations. And I'm very proud of him of where he is now mentally, as far as, not letting it destroy him, because it could have. And I say that to say, because these young boys that are out here, they need to get their voice out. They've been through it. I'm a superstar. What? I'm going to NFL. Boom, I'm taking everybody out to eat. I'm doing this and that and the third. And then you sit up there and life start hitting like, is this for real? Yes. You have to. This is what you got to do, and regardless of the coaches and everybody that I say this, and I say it out loud, like, you can't, just because you're creating a level of entitlement that life will not allow these kids to have in any aspect of the world, no matter what they do. And that's the problem that I'm seeing, especially in Baltimore athletics. I'm tired of seeing so much potential come back home. Yeah. I'm tired of it. And that's just the bottom line. I say it all the time. I'm tired of seeing the potential. I'm tired of seeing good kids. I'm talking about they're good kids. They just have been poisoned in a way that it's going to be hard for them to come out of, because of what they believe their entitlement is. I'm tired of these coaches treating them like that. Whereas though when they go out to try to be successful or think that it's so easy and all coaches is going to take care of that. These college coaches don't care about your mama. These college coaches don't care about where you came from. They don't care about your hardship. They don't care about anything. They want to see the work ethic. They don't want your stinking attitude. They don't want it. And at the end of the day, if they're not being developed and trained, and I see so many, I'm tired of them coming back to Baltimore. I'm tired of them coming back to Baltimore. Like, it has to be an end game somewhere. When you get your ticket out, don't come back. That's what I tell my son is in Atlanta right now. And he living in a mansion at TSF. That private school got that boy living in a mansion. I tell you, he living better than me. And I told him right now, with anything that you see that's less than this, look at it and as in, I will never. These kids, my basketball sons, you are in these colleges. I don't care if they redshirt you for 2 years. Don't you bring your ass back home. Stay there. I don't care what your mother got going on. You stay your ass out there. I'm tired of them coming back. I'm just tired of them coming back. That's what breaks my heart.
I mean, you're definitely doing your best of making sure they don't come back. We definitely love it. Keep doing the great work that you're doing. Anyone, I ain't gonna lie, I'm offering myself. I want to be a member of all as well. You feel me? I feel like
come on, bring it out. I'm gonna say you got some gear.
we will definitely rock on the show. I promise you that.
Absolutely.
You got great things going on, Miss Dominique. We wish you nothing but the best. Before we get up out of here, we do want to touch on the NBA. Your thoughts on the NBA as we're winding down to the NBA playoffs. If you had to pick right now, we'll have you back with the show, so we won't put your feet to the fire. But you had to pick right now the 2 teams you think would meet in the 2026 NBA Finals. Those 2 teams would be.
That's hard for me right now. I'm up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do this.
That's hard for me right now.
Let's do this. Let's say your top 2 or 3 contenders in the East.
Boston is definitely going again.
Okay, Boston. Okay.
Boston is definitely going again. For the other teams, I'm up in the air, but I know Boston for sure.
All right, will you? Let's just focus on the Celtics. What do you like about the Celtics? Obviously, they don't have their best or second best player, Jason Tatum, depending on where you rank Jason Brown. But what do you like about the Boston Celtics this year?
I like Boston Celtics even the year before and this year. I like the fact that they do play all sides of the ball impressively. So that's my thing. It's not they go out there to play. I watched them when I was watching them last night. Like, it was no end. You know, they don't let up. And not only that, you can tell they kind of like each other.
No, they do. Yeah, that matters in basketball.
You can tell they kind of like each other, and they play off of each other. So I was watching it last night, and I was out at I was actually at the casino but I was watching it at the casino out here, and I was like, this guy I was talking to, he was like, you rooting for the Celtics? I said, I love basketball. I don't really have a team, but I love basketball. But I was like, you kind of see how the Lakers play versus they were playing. And when I was dissecting it, he was like looking at me like, what the hell? And I was like, you got to look at it. They like each other. They talk about it. They know they playing off each other. And that's why they look successful last night. But that's why they look successful in their games. They play both sides of the ball, and they actually like each other. If they don't, they faking it real hard.
Well, let's say this. They like each other more than the Lakers the Celtics players get along with each other more than the Lakers players get along with each other.
It was more of a match. And I think that right there in itself is.
Go ahead, we back. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Probably can't hear us now. Can you hear us? There you go. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll just pick up the Celtics and the Lakers, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you. You can definitely tell the Celtics players they vibe with each other better than what the Lakers players vibe with each other. So
Definitely so. They definitely work as a team. So I do think I know for sure the Celtics are going this year, but I'm up in the air with everybody else.
everybody else, okay.
Shout out to our players though, Derek Queen. Shout out to Emmanuel Quickly. Shout out to Cam. I love it. I love what they doing. I love seeing it. The energy put on for the city boys.
No, for sure. I'm with you on the Celtics. I've been telling people for the past month, like, look, the Celtics can win the East without Jason Tatum, and the trade that wasn't talked about enough was Vucevic, getting him from Chicago.
That part.
Like
You
this
said
guy.
what?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay, cool. I was saying like this guy Vucevic from Chicago. He adds versatility to that front court.
Yeah, he does.
That was the only thing that the Celtics were really missing right there was a little bit of versatility. They've got rim protection. They've got size down there, but needed a little bit of versatility in the front court to go with Jaylen Brown, who's playing at an MVP level. He's not being talked about enough.
Absolutely, he is.
This is a guy that I questioned when he got that $300 million contract. He's validated that in more ways than
you questioned that.
I'll be honest. I questioned that with Jaylen Brown. I wasn't sure like this was the guy. Like
okay,
he got $300 million before Jason Tatum. I wasn't sure about that. I stand down. I got nothing more to say about Jaylen Brown, especially after what I saw last night. This guy is a number one option. He don't need Tatum to lead this team.
No, he doesn't. That's why the Tatum topic wasn't even up for discussion. What I watch and what I see from him and the growth and development of himself mentally, he actually got into that. Yeah, so I wasn't even worried about Tatum, but he's gonna take them to the championship.
And he's a leader. But like the thing is, a lot of people counted out the Celtics saying this was going to be a gap year. They thought that Boston was going to be literally picking in the lottery, tanking this year because of Tatum and the fact that he's traded away Holiday. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Jay, I just want to say this. My homeboy, he'll tell you. Before the season started, I said the Celtics, man, they should sit everybody. They should tank for AJ DeBosa. That's exactly what I'm like, bro. You might as well tank. You get DeBosa, you get him paired with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown next year, because they traded Drew Holiday, they traded Porzingis, they got rid of Al Horford. So I'm like, man, they rebuilding. Man, they the second seed in the West. I said second seed in the West, second seed in the East. They 37-19. Crazy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't sleep on Boston at all. Detroit is going to be there. I love what I've been seeing from Detroit. Kay Cunningham has arrived. If you don't know who Kay Cunningham is, you'll know soon enough. That man has arrived. They play with an attitude that takes you back to the bad boy Pistons. You love to see that. They play physical. They're a bunch of assholes, like quite frankly, and I love it because they're not out here.
But that would be my favorite era.
I love it. Look, we out here. This is war. We're trying to like take your heart when we beat you. That's what I get from Detroit, and I love it. So they're going to be there for sure. And Josh is high on Philadelphia. Not sleeping on them. I've written on Philly a long time ago because the biggest word is if Joel Embiid can stay healthy.
It's always an if.
Stay healthy. If they do this, if that.
Because everybody got an ankle injury, ACL.
It's never the if.
Shoulder. I ain't never seen so many hurt athletes in my life. They don't eat their vegetables.
They got something. They ain't doing something. They spending too much time worrying about what happens after 9 o'clock instead of what happens before.
You know what they stopped doing? Running hills. They don't do that no more.
Probably, yeah. But
they don't do that.
In all essence, like in all sports, they kind of took the physicality out, the training out. Like think about it in football. You used to have 2-a-days in football. You don't have that no more in training camp.
Yeah.
Basketball, they don't practice during the week. They shoot like their practice is shoot arounds. Like that's not a real practice. You just shoot the ball around. You feel me? So no, you definitely right. The craftsmanship of game has taken a step down because you're not able to be a craftsman of your skill as much as you used to because you can't work on your skill as much as you used to. So
I feel like with the NBA, they're more so turning into, which I've said this years ago, and now it's coming into fruition. But they're changing the NBA into a European league here. Absolutely. Even though they already signed their contract to do it, they have their overseas or whatever, but they've been developing and breaking it down for that to be what it is anyway. European ball has not been known to be as physical, and it has been more offensive more than defensive games. So,
if you look at the best players, all of them, I said this last year. If you look at the 5 best players in the world, they're all non-American. Nikola Jokic,
and the drafts have been trash.
For us as Americans.
Yes, they've been winning overseas, but the draft has been horrific to watch. Shout out to everybody that got picked that is American. I'm not saying that y'all trash. I'm just saying, but watching it to say like, is this the pick of the litter?
I agree with you. Like
when you know for a fact, there's some bomb players out here that can get it done, but I think they might be too effective, not for the cause that they're trying to build.
Exactly.
So
That's another combo for another day.
Absolutely. I mean, so one more point before we get you up out here. The best American player probably in the last 5 years to come out the draft probably was Cooper Flag. Probably, right, Jim?
Mhm.
Probably Cooper Flag.
in the last 5 years,
Last 5 years to come out the draft, I probably would say would be Cooper Flag. Probably the best American player.
American player, then yes, the American player. You might be right to that.
It might be. Yeah,
So far,
probably it's Cooper Flag. So
K Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham. Okay, let's put Cade Cunningham 1. Let's put Cooper Flag 2. But after that, you start searching. You start like, okay, well, damn, who's number 3? Is it Evan Mobley? Is it? Paolo Banchero?
you said John Morant.
John Morant.
I'm thinking about the names now.
John Morant and Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson, Paolo Banchero.
Yeah.
It's like,
And they're playing, but see the thing, and when you say best players, you are right as far as them playing. How can I put this without saying it? Shout out to John Morant and all of those. They're playing a level of basketball, which I think is why it's so much. They focus so much more on the controversy, because I think they're playing more basketball that they're trying to stem away from.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So when we talk about the best, I think phenomenal players, huh?
Especially with Ja, they want to.
Especially that's not the kids they want to recruit anymore.
No, not at all. No.
Those are not the ones that they that's not what they even down to. I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna say this with the NBA. I love basketball. I love it universally, but I am so I'm gonna say I'm disgusted with the direction it is going, because even down to the NBA All-Star game, which gave us a highlight of what we're working with, it is so diluted.
It is.
And not to say it seems to be talentless versus then showcasing the talent of what these guys can really do and the potential of them within the game. But I'm kind of like, I'm having a hard time transitioning to that part. I will say that I am having a hard time accepting the direction in what the NBA is going, and especially from a person who really loves the sport. And I watching other people that's suffering from it and trying to adjust from it. You seeing the kids that's coming up now, they have to adjust to that level of basketball, which we're not going to enjoy anymore, because it's not going to be nothing but people just shooting threes back and forth.
Yeah, that's all it is, really. I just want to say this. We really gave, and I'm not trying to shit on these NBA players. They're great athletes. They're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Players, they're amazing. We really gave credit. Man, John, JG, they really played hard in a quarter of an All-Star game. Bro, I'm old enough to remember, I remember I said this on the show last week. In 2000,
it was competitive.
Yeah, in 2000, I'm not even going to go back to 2000. I'm going to go to 2012. 2012, the All-Star game was Orlando. It was on TNT. Dwayne Wade broke Kobe Bryant's nose. In 2013, yes, it was competitive. In 2013, Kobe Bryant in the full court was picking LeBron James up full court. They, in my opinion, you want to say they were the two of the three best players in the league: Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Kobe at the time. He was picking the man up full court. We giving people credit now for playing a quarter of a game. Like, man, they really play hard, man. Woo-wee. I mean, the All-Star game, it was a success.
Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense. It's like I said, it's more of a fashion show. They want to see what outfits they coming out the tunnel in, and they dressing up however they want to dress, and there's no standard to the competitiveness. It's fame and a propaganda more than it is actual athleticism, and you being an athlete and you going out here doing your best. So, and I'm not saying for all, it ain't for everybody, but it becomes so franchised that it's not even fun anymore to watch. That, I think that's just how I look at it. It's no competitive. You watching them skip up and down the court and just. It's to the point where I didn't even watch it this year. Honestly, I just was saying, like, I was at a restaurant just looking, and I was just like, yeah, this is crazy. So it's not even worth the time or the effort to even watch anymore to me, because it's like, even down to the dunk contest, like, we will never get the Vince Carters and them again because they're not even putting in the effort into doing it. Like it's no, I don't know what to say. Like it's just you're just never going. You're dead like it's a 10. Like bro, we seen that 1,000 times. This is when you supposed to be doing something extra to to put in the time and consistently give us something to actually watch. And yeah, I'm just not I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the NBA, especially in this season. I'm not as impressed with it as because I know what it's great. I know what it's coming down to, and I think that's where my energy level for it has become. So I'm definitely with the Celtics. Though I like certain players, I love them, but they get ready to start retiring and dwindling off too.
Yeah, they are.
So what are we left with?
It's a new era. It's a new era in
It
the NBA.
is. It is. Kevin Durant gonna be next if Chris Paul gone. Like
Yeah, it's a new era. Did LeBron James,
Kyrie coming down too to the pipeline too. We about to get out. All of them get ready. Listen, them '80s
LeBron
babies got to
James,
go.
yeah, they gotta go. LeBron, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kawhi, Paul George.
It's
Russell
coming down the
Westbrook.
pipeline.
It's a new day. It's a new era.
Yeah, it's a new
wave.
era. So I guess that's something that you have to just accept and just to go for it and whatever the case may be. But shout out to them.
JG, before I close up, bro, anything you want to say?
No, I really want to say, like, I love this conversation. I really appreciate you coming today.
Thank you.
This is awesome. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of A.I.W. You keep doing what you're doing for sure. We're gonna definitely keep an eye on you for sure. And just again, thank you for just the time that you've given us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, both of you.
Absolutely, Dominique. It's been a privilege and an honor to be on here with you. Again, we want to mention A.I.W. all as well. You can follow that on Instagram. Dominique will have your personal Instagram up on the show as well, so people will be able to follow you and comment you and message you and all that good stuff. So
absolutely,
keep up the great work. This is not your
not
your last time coming back on the show. We look forward to having you back in the near future.
Please, and remember, even in these circumstances, everything will always work out for our highest good. You are now safe.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been blessed to be in the presence of Dominique, the CEO of A.I.W. brand. Make sure you follow, subscribe, like on Instagram, YouTube, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on Highly Opinionated. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We're going to end the show with college basketball. It is officially March. The best time of the year if you love college basketball. It is March Madness time. Not only for the NCAA tournament, but conference tournament starts. As you guys see, a long schedule this week. We have 16 conference tournaments that start this week. The Sun Belt, the Patriot, the Horizon League, OVC, Northeast, Big South, Summit, MVC, MAAC, WCC, ASUN, CAA, SoCon, American East, Big Sky, and the Southland Conference. So we have 16 conferences that start that conference tournament this week, along with the Power 5 conferences. They're excuse me, their last week of the regular season is this week. So JG, looking at that busy college basketball schedule, what games catches your attention?
Monday night matchup. We got Iowa State against Arizona. I think this is the last big time matchup before we get to the weekend. I know we have Carolina and Duke coming down the pipeline, but this is a big one. Two teams vying for Big 12 supremacy. Iowa State's 3-3 in their last 6 games after starting out 21-2. So they're stumbling a little bit as we get towards March Madness. I'm really interested to see how they come out and how they respond to the recent adversity they've had. And as for Arizona, how do they look now that one of their best players, Koa Pete, returns to the lineup? They were already playing well without him, so imagine what they're going to look like now that he's back just in time as they get ready for March Madness themselves.
Yeah, for me, you mentioned the first one, so I'll just get this out the way quickly. Everyone knows I'm a Duke fan. Looking forward to the Saturday rematch for us to beat North Carolina. We will beat North Carolina. We will get our revenge. Hopefully, this is the second of the third meeting in the ACC tournament. So hopefully we will get our revenge. Hopefully, we get to see them down the line. So for me this week, again, I just want to give some shout out to these 16 conferences. We talk about the Big Ten a lot. We talk about Big 12. We talk about the ACC, the SEC, and they rightfully deserve the respect that they love. But I want to give a shout out to the WCC. Gonzaga's moving to the Pac-12 in basketball next year. So over the weekend was the last time we got to see Gonzaga and St. Mary's. And St. Mary's beat Gonzaga on Saturday night. Most people don't know this because they don't look at the WCC like the ACC or the Big 12, but when you have Gonzaga and St. Mary's, that's the Duke of North Carolina of that conference. Well, that's the Kansas and Houston of that conference. So shout out to that conference, man. Hopefully Gonzaga and St. Mary's, they continuously play in the future. Kind of like how with it's a basketball. They play in the Pac-12, but they moved to a different conference. I'm trying to think who was. No, I can't. School slipping my mind now. But regardless, hopefully they still get to play each other. I like that rivalry, and hopefully they can still keep that going. Busy week in college basketball. You got multiple conference championship. You got multiple conference championship games on Saturday. You have the OVC championship game on Saturday. On Sunday, you have the MVC championship game. You have the Big South championship game. You have the A-Sun championship game. So, and you have the Summit League championship game. So, college basketball is slowly but surely winding down. We are getting ready for March Madness. Next week, the Big Boys Conference tournament starts. Big East, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and SEC. Can't wait for that.
This is the time of year where a lot of college basketball careers end. This is the time when the highest of emotions are running through every game. This is truly win or go home. And you're going to see the best out of these athletes because they know that you're literally fighting for war right now. You're fighting to keep your career alive, your season alive, because for a lot of these guys, it's the last bit of basketball they're going to play. And trust me when I tell you, it's a high level of emotion whether you win or lose. Like it'll take a lot out of you. But I always appreciate these guys. You know, you work so hard all year long to try to get yourself to this point. You know, you really every day, every night, every morning you get up 5 a.m. to work out, go to class, come back and work out again. Like all that stuff was for this month right here to keep your season alive and hopefully try to raise a banner of some sort in your gym before you leave. And I'm talking to these seniors. I'm talking to these guys that are likely going to be moving on to the pros, wherever they may be going. This is the most emotional time of your careers, maybe one of the more emotional times of your life. But relish in it, play hard, and just leave it all out there.
No, great advice, bro. No one knows it better than you playing in the NCAA tournament, playing in the Big Ten. You feel me? You know it better than anyone. So hopefully guys listen to you and take that advice. I'll say this. For me, watching the games as you get older, like when I was young, I used to laugh like, bro, why are these people crying? But as you get older, you understand. When you invest time in something, like people always say this, money is the most important thing. No. Time is more important than money. I can't get this day back. I can get $1 back. I can get $2 back. I can get $3 back. Time is the most important thing. So for me, when they play that one shining moment, you feel me? Like, yeah, you see these faces, you see these people crying. Like, I'll let people know this. When Duke lost last year, yeah, I shed a tear. Because, bro, you're that close to the national championship. You feel me? You're that close. So don't laugh. Like, that's not funny. It's not funny at all. But you're that close. So you want to win. You want to get the job done. So
my bad, bro. It's an emotional time for the fans too. I apologize. It's an emotional time for fans as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. You invested. And then I gotta deal. See, if Duke don't win, I gotta deal with y'all assholes making fun of me. You feel me? So I was like, man, I don't want to show up to work the next day. You feel me? So yeah, like, no, I want to. Last year was painful because you can see. And then looking at the NBA now, you look at Knipple, you look at Cooper Flag, you look at the other. You like, damn, Malawaku. You feel Malawaka? So, but yeah, man. all on the same team. So looking forward to this college basketball this week. Best time of the year, like we said, March. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be here each and every week to break it down for you. We want to thank you guys for watching episode 73 of the Best Sports Show Out. For the best co-host, for the best editor, the best producer, the best guy here on Highly Opinionated Ross, my guy, the best co-host in the game. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to Club JG Podcast. My man JG, I'm Merrily Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week for episode 74. We are out.